Welcome back to the Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Connor Williams, and we're back with another one of our 24/7 news report videos. As always, we start with the headline news, and the headline news today is that Everton are not pursuing a move for Michy Batshuayi. That's come from the Mail Sport. Obviously, this news broke the other day from 90 Min, and then from Talk Sport, I believe. Just backing that up, and then this whole summer, the rumours, I don't think anybody truly knows. I think it's who do you believe more. Were we ever in for him? I don't know. Maybe we still are. Maybe it's the Mail, they've got it wrong. Nobody actually knows. But it's an interesting one, isn't it? Chelsea seem to be trying to get rid of all their strikers at the minute, which, I mean, probably leaves, I think Timo Werner's rumoured to be going back to Leipzig. Lukaku went. They want to get rid of Batshuayi because he's been on their wage book for years now. It looks like Broja probably won't be sold if that's the case, because I'm not seeing them linked with any real. They wanted Ronaldo. I think they were flirting with that, but that idea I think might die of death. So yeah, I can see them probably keeping Broja, which will affect us. In terms of Batshuayi, though, saw a lot of fans say, "God no." And then he's one of them. I tweeted it out on my Twitter. Do you ever like a player that doesn't play for your club and you don't know why you like them? You just do. I think I used to have him on Football Manager, and he used to do absolute wonders for me on it. And I think that's where I've got an affiliate, an affiliation with him. Do I think we should sign him because he's one of them that I like, or that he's a world beater? No, obviously not. I saw some people saying, go for a younger striker. The problem we have here, guys, is really Broja won't want to come and play back up to Calvert-Lewin. He just won't. I saw some people go in, and that's what Batshuayi will do. He want to come in, and he doesn't mind being a backup, I don't think, because he's never really been the main man. He's been on loan to Besiktas, did all right there, did all right at Dortmund, but he's never been like them. He's never got a chance, I think, at Chelsea either. At Palace, it didn't work out for him either. He would happily sit and be a backup, which is good, and he's not as bad as people make out. He's not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's we'll get prime Lukaku from when he was playing with us, because we'll get him, but he's not as bad as he's for a backup. He's okay. He's okay for a backup, and he's happy to do that, I think, or he should be, because you'll probably know his stock's not that high at the minute. But I did see somebody say in that case, go get a younger striker, good sell-on value as well, and let them play backup. And that's a great idea in an idealist world. But when you think we're after Broja, he won't want to play backup, and he's a young lad. Skamaka we were after, well, they rumoured we were after, we're never really with intent. He went for 35 million. Isn't that a bit too much for a backup? He's going to get games at West Ham, and I think that will have been what West Ham had promised him. You're going to get game time here. So, name a young striker of what that's better than what we've got, that's willing to sit on the bench. It's a very tough ask. He's better than Rondon, but alas, yeah, it's just not happening, is it? I don't know. Nobody knows, do they? 1 minute it's happening, the next day it's not happening. I don't think people really know what's going on, to be honest. But if it's not happening, then it's one of them. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it happens, it happens. It's clear that the club do think we need a backup striker, which coincidentally leads me on to the next bit, which is that Everton are reportedly among 8 Premier League clubs who watched Ludovic Ajorku play against Liverpool on Sunday. This is according to Sky Sports, who claim the forward could be available for around 18 million, as he grabbed an assist as his side claimed a 3-0 win at Anfield. The reports also claim that Wolves, Leicester, West Ham, Fulham, Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, Newcastle were scouting Ajorku too. So the classics in there: West Ham, Nottingham Forest, they seem to be linked with every player under the sun that we're even rumoured to be interested in. He did really well last year in the French league. Really, really well. He's decent enough. He's a decent enough player. I would say it's hard to judge him because he's did well in the French league. You know, if you're going to compare him to Batshuayi, he did well in the French league, but somebody will say in the comments that's the French league. He is 28 years old, so he's around about the same age as Batshuayi. 18 million for him as a backup is yeah, it's a bit expensive because I don't think Batshuayi. I think it's worth. I think we could get him for 5 million. I wouldn't pay any more than that. But yeah, he played all right last year. He's a very tall, powerful lad, which makes me think that we're still going to be crossing the ball in then, despite rumours that Lampard's going to be playing on the ball on the ground. You know, football. You don't sign big lads if you're going to play that. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they can't do that, but you don't sign big aerial threats if you don't intend on whipping the ball in. But yeah, his goal tally last year was really good. Plays for RC Lens. Could be one to watch, possibly, for us. We also have more news of us buying from the French league. Everton are reportedly close to an agreement on the deal for PSG midfielder Idrissa Gueye, pending his medical. This is according to the Mail Online, who say the 32-year-old is up for sale after being deemed surplus to requirements by PSG boss Christophe Gaultier, who I'm sure we'll all remember the name because a lot of people were clamouring for him before Benitez. But it's in, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But I think that one's probably going to get done, isn't it? I think we are going to see Gueye. That's one of the only rumours that I'm really confident is going to happen. Sometimes in the summer, you see a lot of rumours, a lot of stuff flies, only so many stick. But I think sometimes you get some that you can just tell will stick, and I think he'll stick. We also have the news Newcastle are interested in Gordon. Sky Sports journalist Keith Downey says Newcastle remain interested in Gordon. The winger has been subject to a number of transfer rumours in recent weeks, with both Spurs and Newcastle credited. Despite the links, the Echo understands that Gordon is not for sale and was even handed a new squad number during the tour. Downey told Give Me Sport, I don't think they'll bring in a striker or a winger for the sake of it, but the names you mentioned, Barnes, Harrison, Gordon, they all players that the club are interested in. That's as far as it goes. I can't see us selling him. Like they've just said, we've got a new number for him. It was a breakout season last season. I can see us sticking with him. I can see us sticking with Gordon. I don't think he's for sale at all. So yeah, there's one that we don't have to worry about. I think he's probably going to stay. We also have the news that Barkley's status. Frank Lampard wants new faces to arrive to strengthen his midfield. According to Chris McKenna of the Daily Mirror, though, Barkley will not be another face coming back to Merseyside. He says Lampard wants 2 new faces and in the midfield, which is an area he's made a priority. Former Toffee, Idrissa Gueye, coming in. Ross Barkley has been ruled out. Sources close to the club's claim. I don't know why. I don't know why Idrissa Gueye affects that. They're not the same type of player. But I'm pretty sure many of you will be very happy to hear that he's probably not coming back to the club. Speaking of Idrissa Gueye, it moves on a little bit more here. Everton are reportedly about to pay 8.4 million for him. That's according to French newspaper Le Parisien. For the footballer, 8.4 million. I suppose it's fair. Make of that what you will. I suppose it's fair. They will still value him as like, well, PSG will just want to get as much as you want from him. If he's anywhere near the player he was when he left us, we will probably pay that because it's a position we need massively. And it's not it's not awful in this current. Sometimes I think it's just my attitude towards modern day football and the price that footballers go for, because I'll go 30 million is too much for him, 8 million is too much for somebody. And I think inflation in football, I think I'm just not really, I don't think I'm fully accepted of how inflated football players are and how much money they cost. So yeah, I guess it's probably fair in the grand scheme of things. Emmanuel Dennis has provided an update about his future. He has been linked with a move to Everton as well as Nottingham Forest and a couple of others. Forward scored 10 times, got 6 assists last season in his first campaign in English football. Obviously, they were relegated though. Rob Edwards, the new Watford manager, was speaking. They kicked off against Sheffield Wednesday United last weekend, sorry, and they won 1-0. And he said that it was good. Dennis said, I enjoyed the game today. We won. I'm happy. I'm still a player of the team, so I'll just do my job and see what happens. He's not ruled out a move. He's just saying he's going to stay professional. Apparently, he performed really, really well. I would really like to get him. I would value Dennis over Cornet and Batshuayi, if I'm going to be completely honest. We also have that West Ham have held talks with Maxwell Cornet. According to Sky Sports, the Hammers are now favouring a loan for the 25-year-old. Everton are just one of the clubs rumoured to be interested with him. He does have a 17.5 million release clause. Nobody seems to be wanting a break to pay that, though, at the minute. Everyone else in West Ham seems to be trying to get a little bit less or a loan deal, so that's quite interesting. But like I said, I think Dennis is the more like-for-like for Richarlison, but I'm sure some of you will disagree on that. But I've seen, and it's not just goals and assists, it's defensive actions, progressive carries. I've seen a lot of stuff like that, and he does match well. But alas, West Ham, they already beat us to Skamaka potentially, and I think they were going to beat us to Broja till that broke down. So maybe he goes there and stays with the claret and blue. But then I'm sure the club will have plenty more. It's interesting. Those are two rumours I just don't know. Whereas Idrissa Gueye, I think he's definitely coming back to Everton. Guys, all we've got time for. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and comment down below your thoughts on any of the stuff I've spoke about. Batshuayi, are you glad, or do you see that he might be an all right backup? Let me know your thoughts on that. And if you are and it is a good attitude to have that you want a young striker. Let me know the ones you go after, though, because the only reason I'm against that is I just don't think young strikers are very cheap at the minute. But if you give me a good one in the comments, I'm happy to read that, because that is much more my preferred transfer strategy at Everton. Let me know your thoughts on Idrissa Gueye, the rumoured 8 million fee. Do you think that's fair enough? Bearing in mind he is now like 3 years older than when he left us. And let me know your thoughts on Cornet, Dennis. Which one would you rather? And all that good stuff. I'll see you guys very soon.